People ask me if I know how to rhyme. I say, yes, I do it all the time. My name is Jeanine, my hair is green. Some question my rhythmic ability. I prefer to accent it differently. Yes, I do it intentionally. As a child, taught not to be proud, not to be needy, not to want what I saw on the TV. Children my age, so carefree, not responsible like me. Give me more Dr. Seuss, less Mother Goose. I drink my favorite apple juice. Pledge to the flag with a hand on my heart, son. Every one of us prepared for martyrdom. Homophones not allowed when speaking aloud, much too confusing, not so amusing. I adore alliteration, clever communication, so many possibilities, I make computations. I want it intersectional, multidimensional. I refuse to use the usual channel, flow like the breeze into your ear canal. All letters make up words, many words make up a letter. I put them together so they fit better. It's time to write home, text or telephone. Tell them that you met me and heard this poem. So as Rob mentioned, I have a poem that's accepted for this year's Caesura, and I'm going to read that to you now. Tomatoes scatter from huge bins as the trucks take the too tight turn. The sandy shoulders strewn with the green, the yellow, the red, the rotting. Asphalt splotched with smears and skins, roadkill for vegetarians. Bridge filled from an erector set of pierced steel pieces, that perforations frame parts of the bright blue sky, of clouds thin and high, of sunny leaves, of tree limbs rough as scarred tar oozing down the trunk, pooling among the roots. A slight steam rises from the surface of the sun-warmed slough, water smooth as glass. On wakeboard, water skis, we skip across, slip across the wave the boat makes. The boat slows as we pass the long, drowned town, the smooth, seductive surface where houses sit completely underwater. Now power poles show only half their height, like crosses at half-mast. Near where the water goes underground to slink past fields of fields, forests of trees, settle into aquifers. Hyacinths float close to shore, pale pink flowers open, inviting propellers to their doom. Twilight fades from deep red to charcoal gray. A great blue heron lands on the opposite shore, like a giraffe calf with knobby knees on two long legs. It sprawls among broken underbrush, settles itself for the night. This is from Aloud. Prone on the pavement which radiates heat, I close my eyes against the late summer sun. Children outline our bodies in chalk. They bend over us as if they are nurses tending the wounded, gardeners tending our graves. When they finish my outline, I open my eyes. The 2-year-old stares, somewhat surprised. Blonder than the sun, skin so white, red splotches on her cheeks and forehead. I thank her, stand up, look at my blue outline. My great-grandfather speaks to me from the part of me that comes from him, his permanent outline on a Munich street with a plaque on the wall. Kurt Eisner, who proclaimed the Bavarian Republic on 8 November 1918, later Prime Minister of Bavaria, was murdered here on 21 February 1919. Our chalk outlines will wash away as our memories of Hiroshima and Nagasaki fade. The survivors contain the demon seeds we planted, genetic defects unto infinite generations, the half-life of our infamy. As someone you love sinks into dementia, do not dissolve into tears in their presence. Your focus must be to bring them serenity and a sense of security. Be calm and composed, smile gently, Be an angel of mercy as you detach gradually. Separate your loved one into two people, one who was the one they used to be. Expectations lower over time until you can subsist on a glimmer in their eye. You learn how to mourn in private and then scatter rose petals on the misty path to nirvana. Death comes on like a morphine dream, head like a skull, empty as your heart, rusted by tears. Glaring damage lingers on the outside edge of my left eye, semi-detached retina. Broken wide open, soft spots of skull, puffs of cotton candy clouds, the place where my brain bled all the colors of the rainbow refracted through gray matter. Silly to celebrate a life I'm still living. Did I mention the pulsing azure of the summer sky, the kind that requires sunglasses? Yes, for a while I was mostly dead. Collateral damage on the asphalt, street stained with my own blood. The driver didn't see me until I slid across the hood. Nice to know that it was not intentional. Sudden awareness in the ambulance, strapped to a backboard, held motionless, head clamped tight, through two pairs of scissors cut through my clothes, vulture perches on my chest, tears at that one rib again and again. Mouth full of blood and broken teeth, face raw and red where skin had been, nose almost scraped off my face. I reflect upon the monster in the mirror as the surgeon imagines transformation. A year after the fact, my mother told me that she and my father had known that I was trying to kill myself. They had thought that I just wanted attention. That's why they had ignored me. My brother walked into my bedroom wearing nothing but his underpants and an erection in order to make amends for his attempt to rape me. He told me that it was definitely not his fault. My high school boyfriend said that he was sorry for all the times he had raped me. He cried while he told me. Confession demands absolution, an apology requires forgiveness, amends made to eliminate feelings of guilt. You load your burden onto my back, the one you already broke. Your crimes against me remain unforgivable. None of your repair work able to undo the harm that you caused. Go ahead. Show me your scars, your suffering. Damage you've done to me cannot be healed so easily. And when you apologize, I promise not to make what you did okay.
Wow. Great ending.
Apollo answers his twin sister. You are intensely and intimately inspected by bespectacled men in white coats. The way they watch you through telescopes, the way hunters watch their prey. A cloud passes near you, a nightgown you clutch to yourself. It turns transparent from your reflection of my light. I chuckle at the irony. All those times you hid yourself from me, now you are visible to everyone on Earth. Billions of televisions tuned to your channel, paparazzi cameras flash, shooting stars. The power of my 5 rocket engines pushes me up and out of the towering flames. When you come into my view, I feel my last launcher fall away. And it's just us, the only ones who exist in this deep, dark place. It's just you and me and billions of people urging me on. I land on you. Cheers, applause, high fives for the greatest touchdown of their lives. Then 2 men in Michelin suits pound a flagpole into you. My role in all this, much more than method acting. It's the thrill of not caring about anyone other than myself. It's about being brave enough to do the unthinkable. This is not a crime or a sin. This is what I was made for. This is my apology. I wrote the first version of that poem a little over 40 years ago. And just last year, NASA announced that they were doing a new mission to the moon. And this time it's called the Artemis mission, which is the name of Apollo's twin sister. And it's also going to be first flight to moon with there's going to be a woman on board. I had no idea about that when I was writing that poem. She's missing many teeth, smiles shyly, the fine wood grain of her face carved from live oak. I remember her childhood of scarcity, of poverty, of not any, and of too many. I watch as she returns from school, drags through dirty snow, runs through rain, strolls through sunshine. Now she makes herself a home, tent on a concrete embankment, sleeping bag, bags of clothes, bags of food. Barely above the river, a cool breeze flows, finds its way through the cloverleaf overpass. The growl and howl of car and truck traffic during daylight. At night, eagle-eyed 18-wheelers soar above shadowed land. The restless moon rises behind trees, beyond concrete arches. The woman sleeps as she dreams, as she lives. She is not me, and this is not her story. And this is the cover. This is the cover of my forthcoming chapbook. It's called Too Pretty to Be Torn. The next 6 poems will be among the ones in that book. And this first poem was inspired by a verb that also functions as an adjective. Fucking Buddhists with mindful detachment, the warm glow of enlightenment shines through their eyes. A Luna moth whispers into their ears. Fucking Buddhists, always being, always here, always now. So very present in the moment, inhabiting their bodies, while I inhale and exhale without any particular purpose or pattern. Fucking Buddhists with their knowing smiles, they enter into profound communication and leave me speechless. Below the brilliance of blue sky, astringent snow glitters with rime. We embrace that beauty, breathe it in through our eyes, as if that sparkling skin is ours, as if those curving layers are us. We shiver from the heat, cool each other with our tongues, slide down mountainsides, slip inside avalanches, tumble in the curl of a frozen wave. Just a minute, I need to breathe. And drink. A red-tailed hawk perches inside my rib cage. Wings pulsate, open wide, then glide. Wind ruffles feathers, feathers flutter. We tumble through the sky, release each other just before we die. And I'm going to read these twice because they're very short. So again, a red-tailed hawk perches inside my rib cage. Wings pulsate, open wide, then glide. Wind ruffles feathers, feathers flutter. We tumble through the sky, release each other just before we die. When your fingers touch my face, I fall into a trance of longing. I open up to you my wet wings, my tiny tongue, my shut tight eyes. My skin sees you so clearly. When your fingers touch my face, I fall into a trance of longing. I open up to you my wet wings, my tiny tongue, my shut tight eyes. My skin sees you so clearly. Disentangle nerve endings, detach skin from skin, separate tongues from each other, pull away from mutual gravity, split the atoms of our breath. Disentangle nerve endings, detach skin from skin, separate tongues from each other, pull away from mutual gravity, split the atoms of our breath. When is it appropriate for me to tell people that I'm pansexual? And if I say that before I tell them my name, will they call me Pam? And won't make that make things really awkward when I tell them my actual name? Do I put it on my resume? I imagine clients telling their friends, of course we hired a pansexual to design our house. They're so good at working in the fourth and fifth dimensions. When do I say that I'm currently interested in dating people who are currently women? Just to be clear, that also includes people who are born female and still are. And then all the usual questions about what to say on a date. I'm not great at bragging about my accomplishments, though I certainly wouldn't say that I'm the humblest person you'll ever meet. I definitely mention that I'm a profitable, published, professional poet with a real job on the side. Perhaps I should casually add that I'm the second best lover I've ever had. My hobbies include basic survival skills like grocery shopping and doing laundry. I love hiking, although I've never thought of it as a survival skill, especially that time when I got lost. And I totally understand the importance of age. I mean, having a significant amount of it. If you are, or know someone who is, between 50 and 75 years old, currently a woman, and might be interested in dating me, please let me know. Well-worn floor, wood tables, filled with raspberries of different flavors and fillings. Hot chocolate with house-made marshmallow and a dollop of whipped cream, melting, merging. After I finish sipping, the cup still lined with chocolate. I scoop it onto my tongue. Deepest, darkest Valderona chocolate cake, 3 layers, chocolate filling and frosting, so smooth, somewhat sweet, light and dense at the same time. Hot chocolate and chocolate cake combine to make a heaven. Bright blue sky, fluffy clouds, sun hovers above, pulsing lemon yellow.
Jeanine, can you read that one again?
Yeah.
I think you froze and a little bit, or you melted the Zoom because you're so hot.
Could be either.
I think it's the latter.
Okay. Well-worn floor, wood tables and chairs, display case full of Audrey's chocolates, some in the shape of frogs, some filled with raspberries from her yard, dozens of different flavors and fillings. Hot chocolate with house-made marshmallow and a dollop of whipped cream, melting, merging. After I finish sipping, the cup still lined with chocolate, I scoop it onto my tongue. Deepest, darkest Valderona chocolate cake, 3 layers, chocolate filling and frosting so smooth, somewhat sweet, light and dense at the same time. Hot chocolate and chocolate cake combine to make a heaven. Bright blue sky, fluffy clouds, sun hovers above, pulsing lemon yellow.
Thank you. Great.
Thank you. And I have a poem here for a dog friend of mine. I hope he's listening. Concho must wear a waterproof poncho when he's walking in the rain so his owner won't complain. Concho's curly fur stays dry in all its golden glory. Concho understands all of the commands and chooses to ignore them. He lives by canine rules. He loves cheese and things to chew. Watch out, he might eat your shoe. Concho's good, Concho's great. He hates to wait. He likes to participate. He tracks a terrible smell to its dying place, then he rubs it on his furry face. I hear some people never had a pet. They must be sad and lonely. I know I would be depressed if he and I had not met. Concho is the best dog yet. And this is my final poem. I wrote it actually February 1st, but it seems even more appropriate for now. Miss you more than clouds and trees. Miss you more than birds and bees. Miss you more than any dog. Miss you more than lizards and frogs. Miss you more than sun and moon. Miss you more than caterpillars cocoon. Miss you more than something sweet. Miss you more than the food I eat. When this world ends, I'll miss you more than everything.
That's good.